Hey friends, Dr. Nixon here. Really excited to walk you guys through all of this morning routines. This is obviously personal because I'm going to walk you guys through a lot of what I personally do and what I have done over the last decade or so as I've just evolved in the holistic health space. And the more you know, the better you can do. And so I'm going to walk you guys through just the things that have worked for me in the past historically, things I'm currently doing. So wherever you are in your health journey, watch this through the lens of, hey, what could I easily or naturally adopt to make my morning routine better? So, my name is Dr. Nixon. This is the first time you've ever seen my face. My wife and I own Twin City Health, holistic chiropractic office. We also practice functional medicine. I coach virtually across the country. I do digestive system, full gut overhauls, methylation, which is MTHFR, mycotoxins, which is mold toxicity and mold sickness, as well as the holistic hormone system, where we've literally helped hundreds of patients balance and regulate their hormones, men and women. Men, oftentimes it's lower testosterone issues that we're resolving, or prostate issues. With women, it's a whole host of things from irregular cycles, painful cycles, PCOS, anxiety, stress, cortisol. I can't sleep. There's so many issues that are directly connected to your hormones. Men and women have them. Obviously, female hormones fluctuate more, and balancing them. The reason I got into this is totally a tangent, but the reason I got into hormones was my wife and I both went through some hormone issues as we were trying to grow our family and have our second kiddo. And realizing through other patients, just realizing, man, the OB world, even the endocrinology world, is not great at saying yes to testing hormones. They're great at saying, hey, your hormones are off. And then it's like, okay, well, how do I know? Well, we don't really test. A lot of times is the answer. Or this is what happens with women and your cycle. Or, oh, those symptoms are just normal. Or even if they do testing, they don't do it on the right day. They don't do the right testing, and they're not looking at the right hormones. And I was just so frustrated. I was like, all right, I will figure this out and help people. And so went back to school, functional medicine school, and have focused for the last several years on helping patients get their health back and their life back, and helping them feel great again and energetic again, and seeing families grow and marriages flourish and hormones being balanced. So anyways, that's what I do. But I'm going to walk you guys through my morning routine for wellness. So, all right. So you just slept. Good job. 5, 6, 7, hopefully more, 8, 8.5, 9 hours of sleep. That would be wonderful. You wake up, the first thing you need to do is hydrate. You're dehydrated. When you wake up, you're dehydrated. I will oftentimes get my coffee going, and as my coffee is going, I will drink a giant glass of water. Our water's filtered at home, so getting some form of filtration is really, really helpful. Recently, we switched to spring water. So we get local spring water delivered to our home. Why does spring water help? It's loaded with minerals. If you don't have spring water and you wanted to add minerals, it's very easy. There's a company that I like called Body Bio. They have great mineral supplement. Trace Minerals is another great brand, as is Zuma. Zuma uses ocean minerals: magnesium, manganese, zinc, copper. These are the things you're going to add when you're adding in minerals to your water. Mineralizing water helps you absorb and hydrate your cells. Okay. The other thing I like to add in is lemon. Lemon into my water. Lemon is an acid, but it converts in your digestive system to a base. So it helps your body become more alkaline. It also turns on acetic acid in your digestive system, which will help you burn fat. So basically, it wakes up your metabolism in the morning. Cool. So lemon in your water, hydration, minerals, your coffee's going, because I love coffee. I take B vitamins. B as in boy is good for your brain. B as in boy is good for your brain. So I take methylated B vitamins is my first supplement that I will take. If I'm doing a specific protocol that requires morning vitamins, I'll take those as well. I like taking my fish oil in the morning. Currently, I'm doing BPC 157. It is a natural peptide that is for bone, joint, and gut support. I'm currently in this current state using that because I'm doing a little bit of competitive CrossFit again. Okay, so you take your morning vitamins, whatever your functional medicine doctor has prescribed for you, take those. Then after that, I start moving. So again, I'm still tired. I'm drinking my water. I'm moving really slow. I'll even start doing some of this at even at the kitchen sink. So you can easily grab the kitchen sink, roll your shoulders forward, and stretch out your spine. All right, so then I'll often grab my mug and I'll make my way over to the living room. If it's nice, I'll go outside and do this as well. I do love doing this by a window or outside. The sun is coming up, and I can get sunlight into my eyes. This is very, very important and helpful. When sunlight hits your eyes, one, you have vitamin D receptors in your eyes, but two, it starts to clear what are called catecholamines. Sunlight, first thing in the morning, clears catecholamines out of your brain. This will help you when it's time to go to bed at night. Catecholamines, if they stay in your brain, they often will produce a cortisol response, which will literally X number of hours later cause an issue when you're trying to go to bed. So if you want to sleep better at night, one of the first things you can do is get sunlight in your eyes in the morning. I'm not talking about like staring at the sun, but just getting outside, sunlight, gazing towards the sun. So as I'm doing this, I start to move. I'll walk myself through simple cat cow. So roll the shoulders forward, open back up, extend the neck, open the chest, deep breath in, exhale, release. Whew. This is also where I'll start going into my spiritual connection. I have a huge belief and faith that God created our bodies to heal and to function. I also have a very strong belief that I can create more inner peace through 5 minutes of spending time with the Lord than I can through striving and achieving and helping and doing and accumulating. I say that stuff with conviction because I've been there. As an Enneagram 3, I have tried to win and succeed and achieve and produce and build and be to try to satisfy. As the older I get, the more convicted I am that man, I can spend way I can do a way better job of creating an inner peace and being satiated in my soul by spending time with the Lord, unlike any other thing that this world can produce. So I do that. And I have different versions of this that I've done over the last decade. But even if you look here, some form of self reflection or journaling, processing with the Lord, journaling the voice of the Lord. There's one I used to do where I would take my mug, I'd walk to the end of our driveway, and I would start with gratitude. Just, man, there's so many things I can be grateful for. And so I would just start thinking through, I would dwell on these things that were good and starting a gratitude practice. I think that's one of the easiest ones to do. This version of myself, I'm spending time in uh, silence practice. And it's probably the hardest one that I've ever done. And what I do, so silence practice or contemplative prayer would be another version or another way of saying that. If this is helpful for you, take it. If it's not, leave it. I'll close my eyes and I'll imagine myself floating down a river. And I'm in a raft, okay? And so I'm floating down a river. And at the end of this river is the Lord. So this river leads to the heart of God. But on the banks of the river are my to-do lists. So here's my emails. Here's breakfast I need to cook for the kids. Here's that paper I need to sign for Lincoln's school. Here's a patient who really needs me and needs something from me. Here is something that's going on at the office that I need to address. And they're all on the banks of the river. And they're all important. And they're all going to get done at some point. But right now, if I can stay silent and present with the Lord, I know that I will lead myself to the heart of God. And when I get there, so this can take somewhere, I mean, usually I do this like 3 to 5, sometimes a little bit longer, 5 to 7 minutes. And when I get to the end, I feel just a level of connectedness. I can actually physically feel, hopefully this doesn't sound too weird, tingly in my body. And I would say like, oh man, I'm connected. Now the rest of the day, what it feels like, what I've experienced is it just feels like all of those to-dos and things don't necessarily become easier, but I'm doing them with God. I would much rather do them with the Lord than without. And part of that, I think, for me at least, is starting my day in connectedness and witness. Whew, that was a lot. So hopefully that felt helpful to somebody out there. All right. So I start my day like that. So I have my vitamins in, I got my spiritual, emotional connection. There's a lot of different versions of this. I'm just sharing what I personally do, but there's different types of meditation. There's different types of apps, some form of emotional, spiritual connectedness. Then I start moving more. Okay. So now I'll get out my tools. Okay. So I have a massage gun that I use. I have a vibration roller that I'll lay on. I have an acupressure mat, which is like a bed of nails, like these little spikes that I'll lay on. And they all do different things. I have my foam roller, which is probably the easiest one to do. Get a cheap foam roller, get it from TJ Maxx. They're like $5 or $6, and just start moving across your muscles. Nice and easy. Again, my massage gun, my acupressure mat, my red light therapy. If I have a joint that's just feeling a little funny, I'll put the red light on there. And again, I'm just walking. I'm still in that great, just connected space while I'm doing this. So I'm moving my muscles, moving lactic acids, getting my joints to move, increasing vasodilation. So getting my heart rate up, getting my blood to move. Anything that's stagnant from the night before is moving through. This is really also helpful at creating a morning bowel movement, which getting stuff out of your body is also very, very important. From there, I'm going into brushing my teeth, taking a shower. I brush my teeth in the shower with my left hand, my non-dominant hand. I start brushing my teeth with my non-dominant hand. Research shows you're doing crossover symmetry, you're doing brain work, and you're increasing your cognitive function. Cool. Then the next step after you get decent at that, oh, P.S., always finish with your good hand. Make sure you get all your teeth, okay? But start with your left hand. Then when you get good at that, you can stand on one foot and do it. So now I'm standing on one foot, brushing my teeth with my left hand, and then I switch. And then I finish brushing my teeth. Also in the shower, you can do cold water exposure. Cold water can help with a lot of things. One, it'll wake you up. Two, it'll increase blood to your brain, so increasing circulation. There is decent research showing that it even improves hormones in men and women, and it's very easy to do. You're already taking a shower, just blast that thing over to cold, stay in there for 10 seconds, work your way up to a minute, and then bring it back over to warm. And then you're done with your shower. This is also where I will use essential oils. I'll use simple things like eucalyptus or peppermint. Why? Because they will vasodilate. They'll open up your capillaries through here. They'll open up your sinus pathways. And now you're getting good oxygen into your body. Then I'm going into some form of breakfast. I love smoothies. I think they're one of the easiest things to change your health. In your big old blender, you start with spinach, berries, banana, almond butter, cashew butter, some sort of nut butter, got healthy fats. You're loaded with nutrients. You can do a greens powder in there, something like AG1, and then your protein. Right now, I'm currently doing somewhere around, I think, 40 grams of protein. I also adding collagen into my smoothie, and you have a super smoothie packed with nutrients and a fantastic way to start your day to increase energy levels, increase muscle production, helps your body burn fat, and you've given your body just incredible ingredients for your day to start your day. Very, very helpful there. That's my morning practice. Okay. So think through everything I just said and just ask yourself, what could I do different? Where am I doing really good? So maybe you're already doing smoothies. Maybe you're like, I've been crushing smoothies for a long time. I lost 30 pounds doing it. I love it. Start thinking through the other stuff. Is it B vitamins? B vitamins, like I said, are good for your brain. Is it the hydration? This is probably one of the easiest things that you could do and costs practically nothing. Emotional and spiritual practice, again, costs, I mean, literally nothing, and just such a fantastic way to start your day. Sunlight in the morning. One of the other ones you can do first thing in the morning that I often like to do is get your feet on the dirt. We would call this grounding or earthing. But there's a lot of good research that say you would discharge negative ions. But there is something just really, I think, beautiful and healthy and healing about being connected to the earth or to nature. Get outside, listen to the birds, quiet your mind for a moment, and listen to the birds, the squirrels, the chipmunks. Hopefully you're not in a neighborhood that's too loud. If you have the ability to do that, that could be a really beautiful way to start your morning. So much better than starting your morning with a phone in your hand, going and just consuming what this world has. So consider these things, especially the movement part, getting the blood moving, digestive system moving, lymphatic system. You're igniting literally your neuro pathways. I really do believe that the routine creates the reward. And if you can create a better morning time routine, I do believe it can transform your health, certainly your day, and even your nighttime. If you're someone who struggles with sleep, getting to sleep or falling to sleep, when I coach patients who are in that position, one of the first things we do is we change their morning. We change their morning. If you can change your morning, you can have a better nighttime. So I hope this stuff was helpful. Love you guys. Bless y'all. This was Dr. Nixon with Twin City Health.